Come on, yo. Hold on. I got to turn this light on. There we go. Okay. Thank you for all the hearts, Conjure. You're so great. Oh my gosh. Thank you, girl. All right. So next story that we are covering, and then I think I'm going to introduce my new segment, and then we'll get to the rest of our stories for the evening. How many of y'all ever had a Motorola? Whenever I hear Motorola, I always think of that line from 3LW when Keely was rapping and she goes, Motorola, two-way paging, right? Anyway, we know Motorola, they are a brand. You had a Motorola. They're an electronics brand. They make phones. They make telecommunications equipment, right? Freaking kidding. What is going on? Hold on. Somebody over here on the charging committee is trying to get on my nerves. Hello? Well, you guys can still see me, right? Okay. Yes, Motorola. Okay. So Motorola sued this company in, what was it, Japan or China? Yes, Motorola sued this company in China that is partially owned by the Chinese government. Because essentially what this company did was they hired a bunch of engineers who used to work for Motorola, and then used them to create their own products, right? So Motorola sued them in 2017 for trade secret theft and intellectual property theft, right? It was obvious that they had specifically hired these engineers so they could steal Motorola's secrets. So the court awarded Motorola $543 million in 2021, right? Now, even after this award, it's not like the Chinese company, which was named Hytera, yes, they got the judgment. They were like, well, we still got this information. So they put out these products based on Motorola's designs. So then the court said, well, since you're going to put out these products, you're also going to owe Motorola royalties, right? So not only were there damages of $543 million, they also had to pay royalties for this new technology that they put out based on Motorola's intellectual property. Okay. Now, they did not pay the royalties. Okay. So now, because they have refused to pay the royalties and the award, the court has ordered them to pay $59 million plus $11 million in interest, meaning they have added $70 million to the total that this Chinese company, Hytera, owes to Motorola for the intellectual property theft. You're shocked to hear they're still around. This is why it's intellectual property is not a game. And when you are charged, if the court tells you you need to pay these damages and royalties, they are not kidding with you, okay? And if you try to ignore the court, they're going to punish you financially. So this company owes Motorola, I remember this, almost a little over $600 million because of theft of intellectual property. So while the knockoffs that you might sell in your Etsy store might not rise to the level of this, understand that it's the same concept. You're taking someone else's idea, someone else's intellectual property, and using it to make money. So you don't want to get caught in that, all right? Because now this company owes a whole lot of money. I don't know where they're going to get it. But yes. Okay.